and Armagh.
A reprieve for Armagh after some sideline miscalculations from Laois 2 weeks ago, but could they take advantage of it as they return to a blustery Port Laois to face a home side that had John O'Loughlin available again, having been deemed to have served his suspension for the red card in the loss to Dublin. The initial signs were ominous for the visitors as Laois, backed by the breeze, settled far the quicker. Niall Donoghue and this effort from the impressive David Conway easing the home side into an early 2-point lead. Kieran McGeeney had lamented his side's wayward shooting in the void game, and 2 weeks on, things weren't going much better. Incredibly, Armagh were to register just a single point in the first half. Michael McKenna's neat footwork, then a shot that grazed the crossbar on its way over. Conway from play and Paul Cahalane from a free then nudged Laois 5 points to 1 ahead. And with seconds ticking away to half-time, they struck for what looked a killer blow. Having scored an outstanding goal 2 weeks ago, Conor Meredith was to strike again, getting on the end of Kieran Lillis' ball in to sidestep and finish superbly past Patrick Morrison. Laois in control, 1-5 to 1 point at the break. Staring down the barrel, Armagh, to their credit, came out fighting at the start of the second half, rattling off the first 3 points from half-time substitute Colin Waters, Rory Grugan and a Stephen Campbell free. John O'Loughlin looked to have found a settling score in response. But this was to prove only a temporary reprieve for Laois as Armagh were to come at them again. Another Campbell free, and then his ball in, finding Grugan, who proved far too strong on the edge of the square. Armagh were right back in it. The impressive Grugan then tied it up when taking his personal tally to 1-2. And when a Campbell free was followed by Waters' second point of the day, Armagh had incredibly come from 7 points down at the half to lead by 2 with 15 minutes to go. Ross Munley came off the bench to register a brace of Laois points, but in a gripping second half, Armagh responded. Brendan Donaghy appearing on the end of this move to tie matters at 1-9 apiece before a Gary Walsh free edged Laois back in front. Armagh then lost Aaron Findon to a red card after an off-the-ball incident before O'Loughlin on the breakaway grabbed what looked the clinching score for Laois. But after Campbell pointed a free, he had this chance to level it deep into stoppage time. It fell short. Armagh were out, Laois advancing to a meeting with Clare in Ennis.
It was always going to be tough. It's hard to win a game a second time or even a third. This is our third time playing Armagh this year, and you know, familiarity kind of brings teams very much closer together. So we were kind of in a strange position at half time, but we wanted to power on, but it didn't happen. They got momentum and they pulled it back in, and you know, they looked very strong with 15 minutes to go. And you know, thanks be to God, we got a few scores, made a few substitutions, it worked out for us, and you know, it's great to be in the next round.
I'm always confident. Maybe that's my my own downfall. Like I believe in those fellas, and I believe that anybody can, you know, play at this level as long as they're committed, as long as they're in the right sort of frame of mind and make the right decisions when they're out there. I really do believe that, and I think that bunch of fellas can go on and do something, but they have to believe it as well as me. Like.
This was only the second time that neighbours Sligo and Leitrim met in the qualifiers, and a crowd of over 4,000 turned up at Markievicz Park to see which one of these Connacht rivals would stay in the championship. Sligo had the win behind them in the opening half and weren't long surging in front, with points like this effort from Brian Egan helping them on their way. But the star performer was undoubtedly Sligo full forward Niall Murphy, who kicked 5 points from play in the opening half, having got off the mark with this excellent score. Even Sligo fullback Kevin MacDonald got in on the scoring act when he went forward and found the target. Leitrim's first point from play did not come until 10 minutes from the break, but Donal Rinn gave them some hope. However, Murphy was in devastating form at the other end as Sligo built up an interval lead of 12 points to 4. But the game could have been tighter had Rinn enjoyed better luck with this fisted effort, which came back off the post. Sligo surrendered an 8 points lead to Roscommon in the Connacht semi-final, but James Hines made it clear they weren't going to let a similar advantage slip this time round. And if there was a let-off for Leitrim there, the reprieve was short-lived, and the opening goal came when Kyle Cawley soloed through to finish to the net. Leitrim never gave up, but while substitute Nevin O'Donnell got a couple of points, they never looked like staging a serious comeback. And with Leitrim down to 14 men when Gary Reynolds was black-carded with all 6 subs on the field, Dara Cummins sealed the victory with this late goal. It finished Sligo 2-15, Leitrim 10 points.
Yeah, look, I suppose 11-point win, we would have taken that with 2 hands before the game. I thought our lads played well. I was very pleased we didn't concede a goal. Worked very hard on that. Felt we struggled against Roscommon with the runners coming from deep. We worked very hard on that for the last couple of weeks, and it paid dividend today, you know. So, no, very pleased with scoring 2-15 as well, is always good.
Well, yes, it's been progressive. Obviously, it was won a qualifier game. You know, little steps of progress are major steps for us, and we're very much focused on that. You know, we have to map our own progress, and we have to keep pushing on and trying to improve ourselves all the time, or we'll be left behind.
Yeah, it's tough for them, obviously, with their number.